What's up, everyone? This is Rikk or Treat, and you are watching The Pumpkin Patch. You may be asking yourself, Rikk, is that the only t-shirt you own? And my answer is no, but I fucking love it. Mind your own goddamn business. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you're not on fire, and I hope you don't have the coronavirus. Is that in poor choice? I don't know. I'm not sure. This whole 20 years of pandemic has been pretty brutal. But luckily, still have all of you lovely friends and all of your fucking awesome music. Before we get started on today's mega review, which is really only just 3 albums, a little bit of updates. The Writhers EP In One Gulp is finally completed. It will be released November 6th, which is not this coming Friday, but next Friday, which is also a Bandcamp Friday. It's like we did that on purpose. So if you haven't already pre-ordered it, consider, doing so or getting it on the day that it drops. That would be lovely, and I appreciate all of the support. Aside from that, right now, this has been a weird week because I left one of my jobs, which I'm pretty stoked about. I really loved working there, but it was a little bit more draining because due to working having to do notes and stuff a little bit more vigorously for insurance purposes, and now I get to just work with the client, and it's not as I don't know. Right now it's slow to warm doing a private practice by itself, but I'm pretty stoked about it. I was promoted a few months ago, and so that gives me a little bit more of a safety net like the other one provided for me. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Just need to get more clients, which I'm stoked about. Aside from that, I am getting married on Saturday, which is Halloween. Pretty stoked to show you guys the ring. I think everyone will appreciate it. Yeah, pretty stoked. Dad's coming into town tomorrow. Getting a chance to hang out with him and my stepmom, and then the rest of my family for the weekend. While we get, married on Saturday. Hopefully, the place that we decided to have the ceremony is not on fire, because most of the southern Orange County area is, covered in smoke. I'm not happy about that. I'm smiling because it's fucking awful and uncomfortable. With that all being said, let's get into this review. So today I will be reviewing a little bit more briefly than I normally do, but I want to be able to pack some stuff in. Pumpkin Guts by the Tomb Tones. Something to Fear by the Negans. And What We Are Capable Of by Monsters of Your Mind. So, let's just dive right in. Tomb Tones. They are from Georgia. This album is 7 tracks of kind of a hodgepodge of rockabilly, psychobilly stuff. By that I mean there's like a song that's a little bit more surfy and a little bit more in the like Monster Mash style. There's a few songs that are very close to like psychobilly, like more traditional psychobilly stuff, kind of in that necromantic zombie ghost train stuff, which I fucking love. It's definitely like party music, I love it. It'll definitely be on repeat in my playlists, I think, from now on. Every song is a banger. My favorite song, so it's a tie. My favorite songs are My Girlfriend's a Zombie and Devil's Train of Death. I was just going to comment on the guitar work. I'm reading my notes and they're not very helpful. But those songs are rad. My Girlfriend's a Zombie, kind of in that necromantic style, which is really cool. And then Devil's Train of Death is a little bit closer to that, at least in my opinion, Zombie Ghost Train sort of vibe, which is dope because that's my all-time favorite psychobilly band. What's not to like about them? I also really appreciate Kyle from the Tomb Tones sending me some stickers and a patch. I will definitely wear that with pride because this record is a bop. Like I said, it varies on the song, kind of the stylistic way that they're going to go about it, so none of it is super repetitive. I do really appreciate there's a song on there. It's Dracula's Brother, and it is sort of this like acoustic Latin sort of I don't know, very summer nights sort of like vibe to it, very atmospheric, and I really enjoy it. There's no drums on it, but there's a lot of percussion. It's a really fun album, so I definitely recommend that one. On to the next album, The Negans from Boston, Massachusetts. For those of you who don't know, they are like a Walking Dead based horror rock band. They kind of stick to a little bit closer to like the Danzig flair of horror rock, not dissimilar from I'm totally drawing a blank on the band name. Ronan, what is your band name? For those of you guys who know Ronan, I'm drawing a blank on the band name, but whatever his band's called, this band, in my opinion, is not dissimilar from that sort of Danzig style. It's not necessarily horror punk in like the traditional sense. It has a little bit more of a twang to it, a little bit more of a vibe, like a bounce sort of, shake your hips kind of vibe to it. So it's really cool. It's definitely a cool album. My favorite two tracks on this are Rick's a Prick. I think that one's just funny because my name is Rick, so it's an anthem against the character Rick in the show. And, it also is kind of telling me off, too, if someone wanted to do that with it. And Armageddon Waves. I appreciate that one because I am a sucker for surf-style stuff. And in that one in particular, it starts out and it goes kind of back and forth between their more aggressive rock style and like this a little bit more of a surf vibe to it. So I appreciate that. I feel like those of you who like unapologetic, like gritty rock and roll, sort of kind of in like a hardcore way, like there's something more tongue-in-cheek, like maybe like a New York hardcore band would do or something about this record that I appreciate. I think musically it's really good. I don't think the vocals are the best, but I appreciate that they go full out on it, and would definitely continue listening to it for a while. Definitely some catchy tunes on it. For most of these things, links will be below, and I think you guys would enjoy it for sure. And lastly, Monsters of Your Mind. They are a UK band, so they consider themselves post-horror punk. I appreciate that title. It signifies that they can kind of go back and forth on the genre itself and also somewhere completely different, which I believe they do. The first two tracks, Dolly and Slugs. It has a bigger name, but I'm blanking on that. Sorry, I'm awful today. those two tracks are vastly different and totally not horror punk. Dolly is like a dance song, and the Slugs song is kind of a like a you know British hip hop track. Um, they're different. I listened to them when the first chance I listened to this EP. I'm like, oh, okay, did not expect this at all. After the second listen, I think I appreciated it a little bit more after going through all of the songs. But I'm warning you guys, if you're not going in with an open mind, I don't think you'll like it. Personally, I think those two songs are better listened to a couple times. Not bad songs by any means, but if you're not going in with an open mind, you will not appreciate them. Killing Machine, which is the third song, is more in that traditional horror punk style. And the song after that, Vaporize, is a little bit more in the traditional punk, sort of like Black Flag style, which is cool to hear. In my opinion, strangely enough, my favorite song is the last track, Zombie Voodoo, which is neither horror punk per se nor strange dance track. It's kind of more of a ska song. There's like a maybe a minute and a half of just vocals, maybe a little bit less, but just vocals singing without any instrumentation, and then instrumentation kicks in, and it's a little bit more of a kind of reminds me of the Clash a little bit, and some of their like more ska-ish songs are like ska-ish influenced songs, and I don't know, I appreciate it. I think that's a genre, that's a part of the punk genre or of the musical rainbow, right? That horror hasn't hit too much, or at least in this part of the scene. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there are a lot of, my friends in Macabro, they did like ska-core, right? And they were horror influenced. But I don't think there are a lot, I think those are like fringe bands, they don't do a lot of stuff in that style, and I really appreciate it. So fucking good on you, Monsters of Your Mind. Keep up that weird shit. I think this one's definitely going to be a divisive one for people. I don't think everyone who checks it out is going to like it. But I think the weirdos out there will really appreciate it. And those of you who may be bored of every band sounding like the Misfits or Blitzkid, I think you might be able to appreciate that they did something different. So with that being said, I know this is a little bit shorter, but I'm trying to keep these things a little bit more to a minimal. Sometimes I feel like I just ramble on about some of the things, and I don't know if it's as beneficial to give a rundown of every single track every time I'm doing a review, as it would be just going through the songs by like the album as a whole, right? With that all being said, I will be posting the links in the bio of this, and I hope you guys comment below and let me know what you think about it. I definitely recommend checking out all of these albums and hope that you enjoy them. Like I had said, Bandcamp Friday is next Friday, meaning that the money is not taken away from the artist. So if you like any of the things that are on this list, fucking go and give them some support next week. You can do it right now, but next week would be the time to do it, because then they get all of that money. And us musicians, we need money sometimes. With that being said, I appreciate all of you. This has been Rick Retreat's Pumpkin Patch, and don't forget, wear a mask, and Black Lives Matter.